Good people. Podcast number I
12. It should be number 12.
Is it 12?
It
I
should
actually
be.
don't know right now.
It should be number 12. We're not that far in yet.
I also don't know the title of this podcast, but we'll figure it out after we do the podcast.
He doesn't know the title of the podcast, but you do because you clicked on the video.
You read it. You know what it is. Shout out to the sponsors, drumcoaches.com, DrumTrax app. If you don't know by now, you slipping, family.
Real talk.
Follow our band, Mino Yanci. Everything's in the description box. Y'all know what time it is.
Don't forget the Shed Camp.
Shed Camp too. It's part of the drum coach. It's in the description.
Yo, and
box.
real quick.
Turn on your post notifications.
That part, and real quick, on the DrumTrax app, I've been getting tons of questions about
tons or 12.
Well, it depends on how heavy the questions are. Because some questions
people always say that. I'm getting a ton of.
No, like it really has been
DMs.
No, it ain't. It's been way more than that. But it's been a lot of questions. I actually get asked at least once a day. At least once a day.
How many days in a
for
week?
like the last
7.
For like the last at least for like the last 2 to 3 months about being able to download tracks into the app and the update. If it's not already up by the time you see this video, it should be up. So if you're already using the app, download the update. If you're not, go get the app. It's ready for you.
Do what it is that you need to do to get what you need to get. Period.
But now, since we're done with all the pleasantries, as you would say, so let's get straight into
today's
it.
podcast. I'm reading a DM that was sent to me on my Instagram, the Drum Coaches. Here's the DrumTrax app. So feel free to send DMs if you want us to answer those questions because YouTube gets a little crazy. There's a lot of comments on there. So
I still look at the comments though. He's just a little.
You answered like 4 comments.
That's not true.
And there was 60 more you left.
There's not true. Go
to the last part. Y'all know.
Please go there. You will see.
He answered like 4.
And any answer that you see from the Drum Coaches, that's also me.
No,
but go ahead.
Yeah, no,
that's
your boy.
You gonna sit here and lie.
That's your family.
I'm finna start putting my name on every comment that I comment.
You could do that. I mean, it's probably because he edited what I already said. Okay. So it's cool.
Listen.
So I'm going to read from the DM that was sent to the Drum
Use
Coaches
a liar
Instagram.
You know it.
Okay. From Instagram. This is from Drummer Day. Shout out to Drummer Day.
Shout
Day
out.
spelled D-A-E. I was about to say
I never heard of a letter.
Day. Die. D.
I mean, I don't know what language you're speaking.
Drummer D-A-E. All one word. Shout out to Drummer Day. He sent, and I read. Let's get back to our reading skills.
You sure you ready for this? Wait.
If I mess up, we're gonna edit that part out.
Take a deep breath. I need you to woosah it out before you start this. I don't want you
that
embarrassing.
was sweating in the back, hoping the teacher didn't call on him.
They call on him. He's sitting there, knees just buckling. Can't even.
Can't read. All right.
I was never that kid. But go ahead.
So here we go. How you doing, Drum Coaches? I just have a few questions regarding drumming. First off, you're amazing drummers, and I love your podcast, and Styx does everything. Appreciate
First
it.
of all, he didn't say that.
Listen, thank you.
You know he's making stuff up now, but go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
Hashtag Michael Jackson is a... No, go ahead. That part I made that part up, but Styx does everything.
Okay.
I'm a young drummer from Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to Ohio. I've been playing my whole life, pretty much. Just one of my biggest issues is that I can't chop how most gospel drummers can chop. And I know it's not all about the chops. I'm a disciplined drummer, and I make sure I stay in the pocket. But I like, that looks weird, but like I look at drummers like you and so many more that can play pocket and also chop through a song. And it's like, I don't know what to do anymore because I know a few licks here, I know a few licks there, and I do practice them. But when Sunday morning comes, it's like I cannot do it.
Yeah.
It seemed like you went back in time, back in the day. I ain't even finished the thing, and you're like, all right.
I mean, that's just something we can relate to right there. That part alone. Go ahead.
But come Sunday morning is like, I cannot do it. I just play simple pocket. Like, I can't spice it up even a little bit. It's like something is holding me back. I say all that to say, how do I end up playing like you and the others? I know my rudiments and I know some licks, but I want to be able to use them on Sundays. Please get back to me if you can. Thanks. God bless. Hashtag Styx makes the play-alongs. Drummer Day, you know what it is out here, B. You feel me?
I'm gonna need you to not add on to people's comments.
Hashtag is important.
Hashtags are important. Internet. Hashtag truth. But I feel like you are now lying on behalf of other people.
So
and you are
for future references for all of you, if you want to send us a DM, hit our Instagram. It's on the video right now. DrumTrax app.
And
drum
I'll
coaches.
read the questions next time to make sure that we
So
actually
send
get
it to
exactly.
the next one. Send it to the
We'll
DrumTrax app.
we'll
And then
actually
after
see
that,
it.
We're just straight back and forth.
You can actually send questions to either of the Instagrams, but also on the YouTube comments because we do look at them. He may not. I actually really do.
I
So-
do look at them. I said I just don't respond to all 68 comments.
Okay.
I'm the one who likes them. So when you see it, we hit like, that's me.
Right, I'm the one that takes the time out.
No.
At the end of the day, I'm just better. I'm a better person than he
You
is.
comment 4 times.
I'm a better person than he is.
Can you stay on topic?
I am
That's
on
what
topic.
they said on the last joint.
I
They
am
said,
on
"Yo,
topic."
We stay off topic.
No, they actually
Get on
said
topic.
they like that.
Get on topic.
I am on topic. What are you talking
What
about?
do you recommend for Bruh Bruh?
Well,
Drummer Day.
first of all, I think that we've all gone through that and still go through that. Basically, he says it's not that he doesn't play any drum fills. He does play some, or he practices some, and he doesn't really know what to do. But it seems like the first step would be instead of trying to learn more chops and expand on more chops, is to be able to take what you have and get to the place that you can actually perform it in a real live musical situation. Because right now, when he goes to church, I'm saying, first of all, because he multi-layered question. He had a whole bunch of things that he was talking about that he wanted. And I'm saying, let's just focus on this part right now. Now that we're focusing on that part, I think the one thing that you have to do is you have to, and I've talked about it before, make it to where not that you can play it, but that you have internalized it. That the patterns or the things that you want to play in certain musical situations are not just things that you know, but are things that are internalized in your body. That you can. It's just a natural thing to do. Versus you're playing a groove and you're trying to figure out. Okay, I know this pattern. I've been practicing it. I'm trying to insert it here, and then it turns into a bunch of overthinking. It turns into becoming nervous and letting that overtake the naturalness of what it should be to play your instrument. And that only comes with more and more time of playing in real musical situations. This is where the play-alongs, and this is not like some shameless plug. Even though I don't mind,
plug.
I have
It's
no
a plug.
I have no problem promoting that because
So then don't say it's not a shameless plug.
it's really not. But it's
Say I'm plugging this joint.
it's not
Plug my app.
Okay,
Go for it.
I want you to stop talking
Go
so
for
I can
it.
actually answer the question.
Don't get smacked
Are you
with this
done?
mic.
Are you done?
Don't get smacked
Well,
with
we're
this
gonna
mic.
wait till he's done.
I'll smack you with this mic. And then what?
I'm still waiting.
Oh, okay.
Like your third grade teacher. I'm still waiting.
Hey, bro. Hey, I'm going to wait till we get off camera to say the words I'm going to say.
I'm still waiting.
Brody, finish what you got to say, because I said so.
Listen, it's your recess, not mine.
Well, I'm waiting on you. I told you.
Yo, have you ever been in class and your teacher did that to you? It's your recess, not mine.
They never think.
No, they did that to me on a regular basis. But
you was
anyway,
disruptive. You lost your train of thought.
yeah, because you interrupted me and messed me
Finish
up. But it's all good.
what you
All
were
good.
saying.
At the end of the day, you want to internalize it. You want to make sure.
He lost it, bro. You're talking about the naturalness of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That when you internalize it, it becomes natural. When you haven't internalized it, then it's rigid, then it's hard, then it's and it starts off that way all the time.
But you was going into the app about the naturalness.
Oh, how you can actually attain the naturalness. To attain the naturalness, you gotta put yourself in a musical situation. You gotta put yourself in that situation and work at it until it becomes natural. And the app is perfect because there's a ton of tracks that have music. You have to play these drum fills that you've been practicing, that you say you've been practicing and working on. You have to put them in musical situations, and you want to do that in your practice time. And that's why the app is perfect. And you should download it, and you should be practicing with that.
Also, I would say that's the one negative side of lessons on YouTube, which I have taught myself, and there's many drummers teaching great lessons on YouTube, but the downside to learning things note for note verbatim is you try to play that lick in every song that you can fit that lick into, and sometimes that's
just
not
doesn't-
natural.
yeah.
It doesn't work. It's like, yo, that lick was just made up for a different type of song, or maybe I made it up to just a click. So
And that's another way the tracks can come in, because there's a bunch of different type of tracks you could put in different musical situations or different musical styles that you're playing to, and try to do what you've been practicing, and you can see if it works or not.
And that's why when we was teaching on our website, thedrumcoaches.com, we leave a lot of room for creativity, where it's like, yo, you don't have to always play it note for note verbatim. Maybe you might start off with the first 4 notes exactly like I taught it, and then the next 8 notes, 12 notes, however many notes, 16, 20, whatever, even if it's only 4, you make that up according to the style of music you're playing. Because if you finish it the way that I teach you to finish it on a specific song, it may not work every time. And that may be an issue of what you're running into of like, yo, I learned these chops, learned these licks, but I can't do it on Sunday morning. You know why? Man. Because the song on Sunday morning is not what you learned these licks to. You learned it to a YouTube video that had nothing to do with the song that you're playing. So you're going to have to practice to the song, and you're going to have to start making up your own licks based on the vocabulary that you have learned from YouTube. You know what I mean? It may be the same style, but not the exact same phrasing, if that makes sense.
Creativity is a big part of playing this instrument, and I feel like that's another downfall of what we've experienced in the wave of YouTube drum lessons that we've been a part of is a lot of drummers want to learn stuff note for note, verbatim.
Man.
And when you learn that way, it's fine to learn that way, but it's not an exercise in your own personal creativity. That's where you may start with the pattern, because maybe you didn't know any type of pattern, but you may start with that pattern, but you should be taking that pattern, breaking it apart, flipping it around, trying to add things together for yourself.
For yourself. Did you hear that, people? For yourself. Preach, Reverend.
Are you okay?
Want me to put you in E flat?
Okay, yeah, I might need you to.
Okay, well, I'm gonna transpose it.
At the end of the day,
what
you got it.
Person transposes to E flat.
I know, right? That's that at that point. Right?
You need to reconsider playing keys at all if you transposing to E flat.
In church, you can't. Anyway, yeah. This is ridiculous.
It threw you did throw you off?
Because you can't do that. You can't transpose
to
E flat.
You can't play in E flat, bro.
What are you doing?
Why are you here? I mean, G, maybe. We're still gonna clown you, but you transpose to E flat? Like, yeah, bro, I can't play in E flat, bro.
Bro, this is the second time you done made me lose my train of thought.
C sharp all day long. No, we was talking about about the naturalness of making sure that you practice.
I was talking about the creativity, because the downfall of the YouTube lessons that we've been a part of is you're not really taught to exercise that creativity. You're more or less dependent on a specific pattern, and that is not the point.
Oh, and there are some people who do say be creative, and you guys
just choose not to.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Be creative, yo.
And also be patient with yourself, because this takes time. And like I said, you may look at me or you may look at Sticks and you see him drumming, and or any of your other favorite drummers, and you be like, man, they just do it so natural. But keep in mind, there's some stuff that we're trying to do that you haven't seen us try to do that don't look natural at all yet. You feel me?
That's why you ain't seen us try to do it yet. Yeah. It's not on video.
And so there are certain things that you don't necessarily have to try to pull out if it's not ready. And the fact that when you get to church or when you're trying to play it and you can't do it, you said you can't even season the groove a little bit. It has to be because a lack of confidence, the only remedy that I have for that is more time on your instrument, right? Because
y'all gotta have patience on this, man.
Right.
It takes years, not just days, weeks, months, years. How long, when you was growing up playing to records and albums and things of that nature, how long did you sit with an album on the day? And then how many years did you stay with an album? Okay, so I'm not one of those musicians who listened to an extensive catalog of music and was like, yeah, I went through 7,500 albums from the age of 12 to 20, because it's just not possible, really, for you to actually get what you want to get. But there was really a few albums, maybe 3 or 4, from the time I was 16 to about the time I was from the time I was 14, if I'm honest. From the time I was 14 all the way to the time I was 18 or 19, there was about 4 or 5, maybe 6 at the max albums that I sat with, and I would play, I would take one album and I would listen to it, and I really liked the album, and I liked the drummer, and I would play to it the whole album. Shout out to Calvin.
It was all about Calvin Rodgers back in the day. Like he was, first of all, he was on every gospel record that ever came out at the time.
Ever.
And he's still on tons of gospel record, all the new stuff that comes out. But he was on every gospel record that I was listening to. It was essentially almost the same band, but these guys were killing. Not exactly, but I would hear a lot of the same bass player, a lot of the same drummer, and I would literally, like, for instance, the Kim Burrell live in concert album. That album at 14 years old for me changed the way I thought about music. and listening to how Calvin Rogers, it was a live concert. It wasn't like a studio album. And a lot of people say, been a lot of people who've had opinions that that's, one of their least favorite Kim Burrell albums. But for me, musically, that was like, I hadn't heard anything like that in my life. And so I literally...
Shout out to Spud, too.
Because he was on that album, too. Spud and Calvin at the same time. But I would listen to that album and I would try to emulate what he was doing. And I did that for like 2 years. I did that for like 2 years.
How many hours a day?
I would play the entire album twice, every day.
How long is the album? Do you know? 45 minutes, hour?
I don't know, 45 minutes, hour. But when I wasn't playing, I was also listening to it because I liked it that much. And then that album is also what began to pique my interest in other instruments because I liked what I heard the other instruments doing as well.
That's 2-3 hours, 4 hours a day.
Right, I was literally trying to internalize it. And I remember there was a song where Calvin was playing this kick pattern that I just couldn't play. And I just could only imagine what my dad or my grandparents or whoever was around when I was practicing was thinking when I was trying to play this groove every day and couldn't.
What was the groove? What was the pattern?
Oh, the kick was going.
Do you remember it?
Yes, it was going boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat,
double kicks,
cat, cat, boom, cat. And so I was like that. Cat. I was just like I couldn't do it. I can go boom, but I couldn't go I couldn't do it
until you met me and I showed you how to do it.
Bro. No, actually not at all. Because when I met you, you don't want to get into that conversation. My goodness!
I thought this.
Listen, we're not going to go there.
His 2 kicks sounded like one.
He's hashtag lying like a mug. I got stories for days on that, but I'm not going to do it to you. We on the camera. Listen, I got too much respect to do that to you right now. It's all good.
I got too much respect for you, my boy. Man.
I'm not gonna do
put your business on the
I'm not gonna do you like that. But anyway, the point of me even saying all of this or bringing up this story and him even asking me that question was to say that you got to spend time with it. You got to be patient with it.
I'm sorry, some of the drum for Fridays, man. We had to film me. Had to redo it. You gotta come back to the house, man. This don't sound right, man.
Bro. Come on, we're not gonna do this.
Hey, man, I deleted that Jerome Flood inspired thing, bro. they claim y'all crucified me for that joint. Y'all was like Sticks. I don't know if you in 7-8 or 5 or whatever, but you ain't on the one, family. You ain't doing it right, man. I don't know. Like you, my boy. I love you, man. I just let you know, Doc. That wasn't, you know what I mean?
I hit you on that. I was like, hey, bro.
Call me in the morning and say, bro, you just gonna leave that up there like that? You gonna post that joint and just leave it, bro? Like, the first 2 examples was cool, but when you got up to speed.
God, you got up to speed. What's going on, bro? You was just like, oh, bro, like, you for real? Yeah, for real.
For real, bro.
For real.
You didn't do it to a click? Nah, I did it all free.
What?
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Listen,
and that was the improved Sticks from when I met him. I'm not, like I said, I'm not finna go all the way back.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Listen, you couldn't play the Calvin joint. You just said it yourself.
Listen, at the end of the day, you've come a long way. I didn't meet you when I was 14, though.
Brody, you couldn't play.
I met you when I was 20.
No.
And we ain't gonna talk about where you was at. But at the end of the day.
Enter the video we playing.
The shed. Remember the shed back at Grandpa's house?
Gosh. Wooing over the 1-over-1.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
go ahead, Calvin.
It takes time.
That
was the pattern. I played that pattern. Literally, it took months, like 6 months to a year to actually get that, where I could play it without, because when you playing with the record, sometimes you think you actually doing it, and it's you not really. Another reason why I play like this is one of the main reasons why I started making play-alongs is because I would play the music and think that I had it, but really the drummer on the recording had it still.
I would say this. I can insert here. When I did meet you, you had the Not Guilty John P. Key joint. Rain on Us.
Yeah. That come on.
He had that.
First of all,
he could play. You could play it without the record. I was like, I don't even know where you at right now. Like, what?
Well, that Not Guilty record was another record that I practiced playing the drums to the whole album. Now it was a double disc, so there were some songs I skipped because that was a long album and I wasn't really feeling all of it, but like 90% of it I was feeling it. And I listened to it and I would practice playing. When I started playing other instruments, I went back to those same albums and started playing. Like when I started playing bass, I went back to the John B. Key. I went back to the Kim Burrell Live in Concert album and was trying to.
Bass? Maurice?
Maurice was on the Kim Burrell, but it was Tony Russell on the Not Guilty album.
Shout out to both of them. I know what it is.
And then I was, then I got into Vashawn Mitchell, but that's still Calvin Rogers on the drums. That's still Maurice Fitzgerald on the bass.
Listen,
Chicago had it on lock.
My joint was the Thirsty album, Marvin Sapp, Calvin.
Oh, that was way later, and it was ridiculous. That album was crazy too.
2007, bro. 2008. I forget which year.
I think it was 08.
Man, Brody, what Calvin did on that joint, I still to this day,
it's ridiculous.
Retarded.
But you started seeing drummers trying to emulate that type of thing in their playing.
Correct.
Because Calvin's been around for a long time, but when he came up with that, it was like, yo, this is a new version of Calvin. And
but even if you don't get it, like, so you practice it until where you can emulate it, right?
Yeah.
But then, like we said earlier, some of the songs may not allow those exact same licks.
Exactly.
So you gotta be creative, and you gotta try to do different versions of that lick. Flip it up. You know what I mean? Switch it around. End it differently. Start it differently. End it the same. Or put something different in the middle. Of course, respect the music. So play the hits that are with the song. Please, for the love of God.
This is what we mean by saying trying
hits.
things out and seeing if it actually works for the music you're playing in. That is respect for the music. Now, I know we're talking about drum fills, and I'm just giving this disclaimer because we know there's at least 3 people watching this who are going to be like, see, it's just all about the chops with these guys, and it's just chops, and chops are not important.
I think those people turned it off already.
Oh, okay, well, I hope they did. But just for the 2 or 3 that may still be watching, we have full understanding of where the groove is. Matter of fact, groove is the foundation of playing the drums and keeping time. However, that's just not all of it.
Come on now.
And if you think that that's the end of it, then okay, you stay at the starting line, and we're gonna keep running the race.
You stay at the starting line. And when I read his message, he said, I play pocket. I am disciplined, but I want to add some spice to it. I want to add some flavor. I want to be able to do more than just the pocket.
Because we eat food. We all eat food, right? Everybody likes eggs. Well, most people like eggs. They'll eat eggs for breakfast, but nobody wants eggs that have not been seasoned at all.
Well, when you go to IHOP and you ask for eggs,
they do like not season.
They don't
them,
put nothing.
But that's why they bring salt, pepper, a Tabasco sauce, and because they know. Like, listen, we didn't season it, but we gonna let you do it. All right,
because some people may not like salt and they just want pepper, so we're gonna give you the option to season it how you want to.
Right, and so and all of it is really subjective. But like I said in the beginning, you want to start with the chops you already, or the patterns and the rudiments that you already know. I wouldn't start trying to add more drum fill patterns, because you're at a point right now where you're not even able to perform these in public yet. The ones that you already know, the patterns you already know. So start with those and try to get creative with how you place them in a song. And the best way to figure out if you're doing it right is listen to how other people put drum fills in a song. And everybody is not putting crazy drum fills in a song. There are simple transitions that are very tasty. Listen to how they're done. Try to emulate it.
I would say shed with another drummer on a regular basis, at least once a month. And no, you're not going to pull out all those chops in the shed during the song. Let's disclaimer there. But it's going to give you a little bit more confidence to pull out chops during a song, because in the shed, you're doing 100, 200, 300 chops.
Right,
going back and forth.
And the reason why a shed is important and is good is because it is a pure exercise of creativity on the fly. That's because creativity, spontaneity, all of that is practiced in the shed. And no, when you go to a band and you're playing on Sunday at church or in any musical situation, you're not going to sit there and just do solos all day. However, you have put yourself in a shed, which is a situation where all you're doing is solo. So when it's time to actually pull out a drum fill, when it's appropriate to, you can with ease.
And for those of you who don't know, you actually do practice groove during a shed, because when he's taking his solo, I'm grooving. When I'm taking my solo, he's grooving. So for people who think sheds is all about just drum fills, you're wrong. You actually do have to work on groove, pocket while they're playing their fills. And you have to work on keeping the right timing during the pocket, because they may play the other guy might play some offbeat stuff that might throw you off, but you got to stay locked into that boom, cat, boo, 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 kappa, boo, cat, boo, 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 boo. No, don't play that groove during the shed. That's not what you do. Bro.
Sometimes you actually don't even play groove at all. You just keep time on the hi-hat so that you can actually hear.
But you still got to keep the time.
Yes, you do have to keep the time.
Can't rush, can't drag.
No, you can't.
So, yeah, that's it.
I hope we did an okay job. We went on a tangent here and there, like we should. It's appropriate. But
so hit us in the DM on Instagram, DrumTrax app.
Not just Instagram.
YouTube
is good too. Facebook is good too. Everywhere.
On IG.
Hit us
On
up.
IG.
And we'll
On IG.
we'll get to you. We'll answer, and because we may do
On
like
IG.
if we get enough questions, because not all questions will be big enough questions where it takes an entire podcast. We might be able to answer 2 or 3. It all depends on the questions we get. So
On IG.
hit us up. Peace. Deuces.